Welcome to March, y'all. February was huge for the gaming collection this month. We started off with the previous 4 for $20 sale still running, so I couldn't help picking up 4 more games for this month. And there were a ton of new releases that I really couldn't miss out on as well. Let's start with some freebies that I got in February, and we'll hop into the 8 games that, we got this month. At the beginning of the month, a few friends went to the mall, and they were just searching Hot Topic and found some really cool, Mountain Dew Baja Blast socks. If you know me, you guys probably know, but I'm a fiend for Baja Blast. So these are really cool. This is the perfect gift. Oddly enough, I got a weird freebie of a video game. Something I never thought anyone would let go of course. We got a copy of Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. I don't know who would get rid of that, but hey, it's mine now. And finally, my good friend Avada Kedavra gave me a GameCube controller that I can play my GameCube games on my Wii. She's going to start streaming soon, so go check out her Twitter for more info and to support one of my friends. Let's move on to our first bought game. Our first game here is one of my personal favorite horror survival games ever. Dead Space for the Xbox 360. This was the original game, not the remake they did. I paid $4.04 as part of the 4 for $20 deal at the beginning of the month. In this game, you play as Isaac Clarke, an engineer traveling to repair the ship called the USG Ishimura. He's also traveling to find his girlfriend Nicole, who was a senior medical officer aboard the ship. This game involves an enemy called the Necromorphs and more than a few wacky abilities and weapons. My favorite is still the plasma cutter weapon. For this game, I absolutely recommend getting immersed by turning your lights off and having the volume all the way up on your headphones. It's the only way to play this game. Our second game is the sequel to the last game. It's Dead Space 2 for Xbox 360. I know, I'm so original for buying the sequel the same day as the original game. But as it was part of the 4 for $20 deal, this one also cost me $4.04. Like the last game, it is a horror survival game. This game takes place 3 years after the first, and after the horrific story that unfolds on the USG Ishimura, Isaac finds himself on a space station that was built on Titan, Saturn's moon, where, as I'm sure you probably guessed, another necromorph outbreak happens. Honestly, not my favorite of the trilogy, but still a very fun time. Still heavily recommend the lights off, sounds up way of playing. I'd have picked up Dead Space 3 too, if it was available. Our third game is a game that I feel a little dumb for buying, because they just announced they were going to be remaking it. It's Disney's Epic Mickey. Despite them just announcing a remake, I'm still kinda happy to have a Wii version of the game complete in box. It was bought as part of the 4 for $20 deal and cost me $4.03, so I can't really complain too much, right? This game is an action-adventure platform game which is wild for a Disney-based game, if we're not counting Kingdom Hearts. The main character is definitely Mickey Mouse, who breaks an artistic-based world that Yen Sid made for forgotten characters. It's a fun and creative Disney game that really took a lot of liberties, and includes my favorite Disney character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Did I mention that this game was made by Disney? Alrighty, moving on to the last game of the 4 for $20 deal. It's the original Gears of War for Xbox 360. Gears of War cost me $4.04, and I was honestly surprised it was even part of the deal. That price is a steal for this game. It is a third-person shooter video game and has started a whole media franchise. This original game has sequels, spin-offs, books, comic books, a board game, and they are currently working with Netflix for an animated series and a film. Back to the game. The plot revolves around main character Marcus Phoenix, who is tasked with leading a group of soldiers to destroy the Locust Horde that is hacking the planet Sera. There is a lot of subplot to the game that we're not going to go into here, but also it had a pretty fun multiplayer mode. If you have the opportunity to check out this series in any media capacity, I'd say you're in for a good time. Before we get into the next game, I gotta talk a little bit about a collectible I got this month. Do you remember Amiibos? Those little statue things that were supposed to interact with games on the 3DS, Wii U, and Switch? I've been collecting them forever, and with this month's collectible amiibo, I think I can finally stop collecting them. They finally released the Sora Amiibo for Smash. Picked them up for $13.59 at generic game store, and I couldn't be happier to never have to buy another. I have a complete Smash Amiibo collection. Now, if only this had use in a Kingdom Hearts game on the Switch that wasn't cloud-based. Yeah, this next game I didn't really know I needed a remake of. They released a remake of the Game Boy Advance game Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Switch. This is the original game, just updated to Switch graphics and a change to the scoring system, plus a few extra levels. I don't know if it was worth the $42.49 I paid for it, but it's a fun game to check out every once in a while. It's a puzzle platformer, and the basics of the game are that Donkey Kong saw a commercial for these wind-up toys of Mario, but everywhere was sold out, probably because of scalpers, and decided to steal the toys from the factory itself. In comes Mario to save the day. This game series is and always will be a modern spin on the original Donkey Kong game for NES. Did you know the series has continued from the GBA to come out on Nintendo DS, the DSi, the 3DS, and on the Wii U? So I guess a remake of the original kinda makes sense on the Switch. Okay, so potential disgusting warning for this next game, so if you don't want to hear about Sonic or the controls for this game, maybe skip to the next game. Anyways, this game is Sonic and the Secret Rings for the Wii. I was curious when this came in, so I bought it for $10.49, which isn't a bad price for a Wii Sonic game. I think I remember playing this game back when the Wii was still current, but I've been on a Wii collection spree lately, so I might as well add it in. Hot off the heels of Sonic 06, this was Sega's first foray into the Wii generation, and besides the platforming of most Sonic games, they added experience points and leveling up. In this game, part of the Sonic Storybook series, Sonic is on a quest to stop an evil genie named the Erasor Jin, I don't know how you say this, whatever. I'm gonna stop right there, because that's all you need to know other than it was supposed to tie into the theme of Arabian Nights. It's not all bad, I actually quite liked the story, but to get the story out of it, you have to actually play the game, which, let's get to those nasty controls. It was put on the Wii for a reason after all. The Nintendo Wii was known for its motion controls, and Sega wanted to capitalize on it for Sonic. So what do? Well, one of the controls has you literally make a jerking off motion to hop into clay pots and destroy them. Okay, so the controls take some getting used to, but what else? Well, the camera was also pretty janky. Surely there must be some good outside the story? Oh, absolutely. There's never been a bad soundtrack to a Sonic game, and Seven Rings in Hand is no exception. Why did I pick this game up if it was so universally hated? Well, for the cool collection factor, of course. Alright, here's the main attraction, the one everyone's been waiting for, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've been following this game since it was announced in June 2022. As soon as I could pre-order it, I did. I even got the super cool deluxe edition, and if anyone wants me to record an unboxing of it, leave a comment down below encouraging me to do so. After generic game store employee discount and the monthly $5 coupon, I paid $79.99 for the deluxe edition of the game. As of this recording, I have not gotten to play it, as I am recording this segment on release day. But I did get to play the demo, and oh boy, am I excited to play this game. I'll probably be streaming it on my Twitch channel, so go drop a follow over there if you want to see the 700 plus streams of Final Fantasy, as my mods like to put it. Enough about all of that, let's talk about the game. Rebirth is the sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is in itself a remake or reimagining of the original PS1 classic, Final Fantasy VII. It's an action role-playing game, and it follows the plot after the ending of Remake, where Cloud and friends continue their journey after leaving Midgar. In the demo I played, we got to check out the Nibelheim incident flashback in Calm, and I've heard that this game is a lot more open world map expanding than Remake was. As of today, they reported that Platinum for this game would take between 140 hours and 180 hours, which is absolutely wild. They really amped up this game though, They added synergy attacks, more expansive materia system, loads of new items you didn't see in the OG or in Remake, and you can even ride chocobos in this game. Whoa! I had a lot to say about those last few games. I hope you all enjoyed what I got and how I described them. Did you have any favorites? I think Rebirth is going to be a fan favorite here. Anyways, time for grand totals. For the month of February, after adding everything up, I spent a total of $162.71. That's kind of close to what I spent in January, give or take $10-ish. I still think we're going to blow past $1,000 this year with all the bangers coming out. Looking forward to March, April, and May now, where I already have a ton of games in my list, plus I hear the 4 for $20 deal is coming back in March. And hey, if you guys were interested in seeing a bit more gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it might be a while before I make a video on it, but I did edit the demo into an hour-long video, which is basically Chapter 1 anyways. So go check that out if you're curious.